So delighted to be joined by Dom Hunt, whose next fight will take place at the Magna Center in Rotherham on the 29th of June against Ben Vaughan. Dom, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. Thank you for taking the time to have a chat with us.
Yeah, no worries at all. So first of all, I guess you've had a change of opponent for this fight. How do you sort of deal with a situation like that?
I think I think I'm getting I've been in boxing a while now, so you kind of expect the unexpected with things like that, and it's a case of it was frustrating because like the other lad had a couple of we've had this fight booked in a couple of times now, and if he didn't want it the first time, he could have just said then. But we arranged it a few times, and whatever reason, he didn't want it. But fair play to Ben because he's a true warrior. He took it straight away, and good on him. Like,
How's camp gone? That all gone well?
yeah, it's been like I say, I'm not one of these people who says, "Oh, I've had a perfect camp," because I've had a great training camp. It's just yeah, I've trained really really hard with Pete, and I've been up every day, and try and hold yourself accountable and trying to be the best version of yourself, and that's all we can do. Just keep chipping away in the gym, and like I say, get in there on Saturday night, and you know full well that you've left no stone unturned, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, so this will be your third fight of 2024. How important is
Yeah.
it to stay active at this stage of your career?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I've just been in there on fight night, getting used to boxing late at night as well, because I think there's so many factors. It's keeping relevant as well. Like if you don't box for ages, um, like you say, you're easily forgot about in this sport. So I just try and keep as busy as possible. Like it was hard last year because like I say, I only had two fights, and it was nobody's fault. Just there were nothing materialised on the back of that title defense last year. Nothing came up, so it's been really good this year. And thanks to Steffi, and thanks to Pete for keeping me so busy this year. And then just being ready to go now. I'd feel like when you just constant when you fight back in the gym, you're always going to get better because you're always on it. And I think you'll know from like your MMA background and things, like when you've got your eye in and you're constantly competing and training, you're a lot sharper all the time, aren't you? You don't have
Yeah.
that kind of you don't lose that sharpness.
So Ben is your first undefeated opponent of 2024, and it'll be your
Yeah,
first 10 pounder of the year. Is this sort of the
yeah,
level that you want to be fighting at?
yeah, definitely. I think he's a quality fighter. I think he's ranked really highly for a reason. He's beaten undefeated lads himself. Yeah, it's a big challenge, but that's what you've got to be in boxing for. Like I've never shied away from challenges, and I like taking these challenges because it's like you're only like like what's the worst that can happen? Do you know what I mean? Like you go in there, you give it everything you got, and if you're good enough, you'll come through it. And if not, then like that's life. I'm in boxing to see how far I can go and see how good I am, and these are the fights that you need to see where you're going to go. Like I believe I can get to a very, very high level, but it's all right coming on here and telling you that I can do this, that, the other. If I don't prove it in the ring, then it means nothing.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just get in there, do my job, and and just keep chipping away, keep winning, and keep working my way up. And like I said, the titles will come if I keep doing my job. But yeah, it's a tough fight, but these are the fights that I want, and these are the fights I need. So yeah, 100%, mate.
So the last time you fought at someone with an undefeated record, you won by stoppage. Is that something you'll look to repeat on the 29th?
Yeah, I think it's a tough one really because um, it all depends on how the fight goes, doesn't it? I don't think anyone, unless like you're an absolute massive puncher, I don't think you go in looking for the stoppage as such. Well, certainly I don't. I just kind of go in and first and foremost just win the rounds, win the fight, and if it comes, it comes. But I think there's so many factors in a fight. Like um, I think I think this fight will gel, and I think it'll be exciting because I haven't really seen too much of him. But what I have seen, he seems to box very similar to me, where he's come forward and he's going to let his hands go. So that's only going to be an exciting fight to watch. I feel like if we're both going, we both go forward, neither of us go back. So something's got to give, hasn't it? So I think it's going to be a really interesting watch for people coming because when you've got two fighters who want to come forward and let their hands go, there's something's got to give, and you've got to, like I say, I don't go looking for the stoppage, but if someone's opening up and letting their hands go, that's kind of when I have my success. I kind of get my shots off a lot better when people come forward. You've seen me fight before. You know that when someone's going backwards, it takes me a bit longer to kind of suss it out. But when someone just comes at me, that's when I'm in my kind of in my comfort zone, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, do you sort of prefer that style when obviously you're in there and obviously there's pressure on you, someone's coming at you, do you sort of prefer that than someone who's sort of on the back foot?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's when you've got someone who's going to come and open up at you. It's a bit like it's a bit like with football, isn't it? If a team's trying to come forward, then there's always room for a counter attack. And I feel like
Yeah.
when a team sits back and just defends, it's harder to break them down, isn't it? And it's the same with boxing. Like if someone on the back foot, it's harder to kind of to break them down. Whereas if someone's just stood in front of you, um, and like you can impose yourself on them because they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to be right there. And as and I feel like he seems he seems a strong physical lad, and he seems to to pack a punch. I think he's had a couple of stoppages himself, so he can punch. So yeah, it's going to be a real challenge, and I'm really excited for for that kind of challenge as well. A proper rough tough fight.
So the fight will be contested as an eliminator for the British title at welterweight.
Yeah.
Does this give you sort of extra motivation going into the fight?
I wouldn't say extra motivation, pal, because every single fight I've had, like my motivation's kind of just to I want to I want to see how far I can go. So whatever fight it is, whether this there's enough motivation there with it being a lad who wants the same, he wants to progress as well. You've got two undefeated lads. You've got people who want to kind of push on and achieve things. So I don't think you need any added motivation for this. It's kind of like you can't really think too far ahead and think, oh well, I'm getting closer to a British title fight. You just got to think, right, one job at a time, and that's what it is really. It's kind of just keep my head down in training. Just think, should I be successful on Saturday, all being well, then the big the big opportunities will come. So it literally is. I hate like the cliche stuff, but it literally is just one job at a time, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, this question's sort of going a bit against that one job at a time, sort of saying from yourself
Yeah.
there. Harry Scarf is the holder of that British title. Is that a fight that you'd want for yourself and you can see for yourself in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I think once you get in that top 15, top 10, then you've got to be pushing to get to get a British title shot. And obviously, I know winning this fight doesn't guarantee me one straight away. I know there's other people in the queue as well, but absolutely, I think as just as I'm a competitive person, and I just for myself really, whoever's got the belt, I'd love to challenge for when the times when it's my turn, because that's what I'm in this sport for, to challenge myself. And I feel like there's plenty of lads in the mix who've got exactly the same kind of ideas as me. So it's good that we can fight each other like this one, and kind of you know you keep moving forward on the back of it until it's your time. But yeah, absolutely. Like, oh, I always have a look at who's got the belts at like a realistic, where I could realistic be. Like at this moment in time, I don't look too far ahead, but with the British, absolutely, because if I do my job and take care of business, then these fights are going to be a realistic possibility soon. So yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on who's got the belts and whatnot, and should I get an opportunity, then yeah, absolutely, mate. I think it's important, isn't it, to have that kind of ambition, to
Oh
want to
yeah,
test yourself against the top lads.
yeah. So do you have any tickets left for the fight?
No, it's all. I've just got a couple to drop off tonight and tomorrow night, but other than that, mate, no, I'm not messing about with them now. The sport's been really good for this one, considering like a lot of people are on holiday or are away and stuff, and so yeah, the support's been brilliant. So luckily we've got all the tickets done in good time, really.
Yeah, so you sort of speak about that support there. How important is it to have the sort of backing of those fans and as sponsors as well?
Yeah, because the realistic thing is with boxing, if you haven't got really good sponsors, and if you haven't got a loyal fan base, if you haven't got people who are going to come out and spend the hard-earned money to watch you, then you can't do it, can you?
Yeah.
Unless you're an Olympian or a 10-time national champion, like you've got to do it the hard way. And without people backing you, and believing in you, it's impossible. It's so hard, to work your way through the small halls, because, like you say, I appreciate like what people pay, to get a ticket to come watch. It's not cheap, and for him to do that, it means the world, because I'm sure, especially in summertime now, when it's like, when it's holiday season, beer garden weather, people for people to put the money into a boxing ticket to come and cheer you on, it means the world, mate. And it's the same. It's always the same people as well. It's like the people. What what I'm really grateful for. It's like the people who came and cheered me on in my first fight. They're still there now, and it's kind of like they've all been part of the journey and they're part of the team. It's not like a one-man band. Like, I know I get in there and get punched in the face, so I I I I take like the punches and stuff, but as a team, it's a big unit. Like my dad's been brilliant. He helps me like with the sponsorship side and like the business side of things, and then the sponsors have been brilliant who come on board, and then obviously all my friends who come and buy tickets. It's been fantastic, mate. So yeah, so grateful for all of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, so with that, Dom, yeah, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate you being on, and wish you the best
No,
on fight.
cheers. Well, thank you very much for having me, mate. I appreciate the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, appreciate it.
No problem. Cheers, Paul.